Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by the excellent app Flick. Download it for free. This is your last chance today to win one of these shirts. We're giving away the Arsenal home, away, and also third kit. You can download it for free right now in the description and keep up to date today on all the latest transfer news on transfer deadline day. This is it. This is it. The last day. I've been doing these transfer shows since, you know what? I was working out today. Literally, I've been talking about transfers since about March this year. Every single day since this all, coronavirus thing came in. There was a lockdown in football. And then literally from there onwards, we've been talking about transfers, who's coming, who's going. It's been a long, long ride. And it all comes down to today. Now, is it going to be a transfer deadline day in that nothing gets done or next to nothing? Or will there be some sort of last minute surprises that surprise us? I asked the question yesterday, actually, on Flick in our Transfer Daily poll. Do you think we'll make any big signings before deadline day? 32% of you said yes. 68% of you said no. That is how downbeat Arsenal fans are right now about transfers. They are really disheartened. And despite a great win yesterday, I thought it was quite a comfortable win, and we made it hard work in the end when they got that goal back and for the last sort of 5 minutes. But, despite a dire first half, it was a comfortable win in the end and, morale boosting. We're especially after some of those results yesterday. The Liverpool one, oh my God. The Man United losing 6-1 to Spurs was incredible. It shows you that the league is wide open this season. Wide open. Everybody's like, oh, Liverpool going to run away with it. Look what happened yesterday. City are going to run away with it. Look what happened to them at look what happened to them at Leeds and at Leicester. Right? You can't write off anybody this year. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Arsenal are going to be going for the league, but the chance of a top 4 finish is definitely on. And that's why we want to see the team strengthen. Now, Mikel Arteta asked a lot about it after the game yesterday. He's quite upbeat. These are his quotes. He says, what I can guarantee is that we're going to do our maximum for that to happen. That's get transfers in. Whether we're going to achieve it or not, I don't know. So that's not great. But it then goes on to say, believe me, the ownership, the board, Edu and myself are doing everything we can to maximize the resources we have to improve the team and sustain and to keep players that are in this club to make the club successful. I have 100%, he says, backing from them. He's talking about the club, and it's not just words, it's reality. Whoever knows me, if it wasn't like that, I wouldn't say that. But I say it because I feel it and it's true. Whatever we can do, whether it's ourselves or the owners, they are willing to do it to support us, to back us, because I feel they believe in what we are trying to do. So Mikel Arteta again saying that the board are backing him in the transfer market. Do you believe it? I trust Arteta. I think he's doing a great job. It just does not seem like he's being backed at the moment. The 2 main targets, Houssem Aouar, of course, number 1 target literally the whole summer. That deal now does look like it's dead. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. He played for Lyon last night against Marseille, actually scored a penalty in the game. Arsenal are not prepared to pay £55 million for him. They think it's too much. Lyon are not backing down at the moment, and the deal appears to be dead. And then you saw the quotes after the game from Houssem Aouar. He was asked about whether he's staying or not, and he said he's staying. He says, I felt that, these are his quotes, I felt that I can still bring something to this team. I want to continue the adventure with the club who raised me. We must raise our heads because we have to do better. He was commenting after the game. So that there, That's from the horse's mouth. He says he's staying. Now, will there be a last-minute U-turn? You know, because Lyon were also saying that Memphis Depay was going to stay. And it does appear now that Memphis Depay could leave today, despite, you know, him being on the bench last night as well, and Lyon being adamant that he's staying. It does look like Depay might leave for Barcelona today. But the difference in that one is Depay, only a year left on his deal. It's a lot different to the Aouar one, where he's got a long time left. He's still only 22. It does look like that deal is dead. And that's very upsetting to a lot of Arsenal fans. Thomas Partey, again, you could say stroke number one target this summer. He started off as the number one target. We all know the deal. Meet the £45 million release clause, money all up front, and you can talk to the player. You don't even have to talk to the club. You talk direct to the player and find out if he wants to come to Arsenal, which all the rumours have been over the summer that he would come. Arsenal not prepared to meet that £45 million release clause. Not prepared to pay it. So that one doesn't look like that's going to happen either. That's the two main targets for the summer. Neither of them looking like they're going to happen. Amadou Diawara, another alternative from Roma. There's still a lot of speculation that maybe Arsenal could go in for him today. But again, it wouldn't be cheap. Roma said to want around about 27 to 30 million pounds for him. But he is one that's been spoken about as a possible alternative. Could that be possibly a deal that could get done today? Again, I'm not too sure. We have to wait and see. We can see we need reinforcements in that midfield area. Boubakary Samer, of Lille, box-to-box midfielder, been linked with Arsenal heavily, was actually left out of the Lille squad over the weekend, which was quite interesting. Lille value him about £43 million. I think a lot of other clubs value him around in the 20 millions, but could he be on his way to Arsenal? Could he be an alternative? I was watching him play the other day, actually. Very good player. But could he be on his way today as an alternative to those two midfield players that I've just spoken about in Aouar and Partey? Or could it be this guy, Jorginho? Again, linked with Arsenal today. I think this is doubtful. You know, he played for Chelsea at the weekend, the full 90 minutes. Scored 2 goals in the game, 2 penalties. Looking doubtful to me that one will happen. But again, that's one being linked with a move away today. And then, of course, there's lots and lots of players being linked with a move away from Arsenal. Sorry, he was being linked with a move to Arsenal. Players being linked with a move away. Kolasinac, not in the squad yesterday. Very interesting after playing the other night. Said to be on his way possibly today to buy a Leverkusen for around about £9 million. Also are hoping to get that one done. There's also Matteo Guendouzi. A lot of talk that he could be on his way to Hertha Berlin on a season-long loan. There isn't thought to be any sort of loan fee involved in that, according to some sources, but nobody knows the exact details. I suppose we'll find out more about that one today. There's Lucas Torreira. Of course, he's had his medical already at Atletico Madrid. That one's set to get announced today that he's moving on a season-long loan as well. So Lucas Torreira is going to be on the way out. No buyers for Mesut Ozil, so he looks set to stay at the club. So shouldn't be any movement on him. Reiss Nelson, a lot of talk that he could be on his way out on a loan. Crystal Palace being spoken about as a possibility. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on that one today. But Reiss Nelson being spoken about as on the way to a move. Nothing happening with Mustafi. It does look like he's set to stay. He's been injured as well, but it does look like he's set to stay. Rumours of Calum Chambers possibly going out on a loan or possibly even being sold. There's Fulham been one of those clubs that have been very interested. Of course, He has previously gone out on loan to Fulham. What's going to happen with him? Again, the fact that he's been injured has not been great. That's been holding up his whole move. So, again, very unsure what's going to happen with him. And then there's Socrates, who was muted to be leaving to go to Napoli. But again, no movement on that. Could that be a loan move? Could he go on a permanent move? Again, that one's gone very, very quiet. Arsenal obviously got a lot of players that they need to move out. And of course, then there's William Saliba, who we've been told the possibility that he could go again back out on loan. Was talk of him going to Rennes, but now more of the talk seems to focus on clubs in the UK, with Fulham and Leeds being those two clubs that are apparently interested in taking him. So lots of outs, hopefully for Arsenal. But even there, they're really, really struggling to get players out. It's listen. Let me just say, this is a very unusual transfer window because of the COVID-19. Whether we like it or not, it's had a big effect. You can see on the spending, apart from Chelsea, nobody's gone mad this summer. There's been lots and lots of loan deals, lots and lots of swap deal, 1 year loan deals with, loan fees being paid. But everybody has really sort of, apart from Chelsea, really, really tightened up in what they're doing. However, I still feel that with Arsenal, when I look at Arsenal this summer, for a big club like us, we spent, let me look at our spending. We've spent, and I'm just looking at my little list here, Gabriel, £27 million. Alex Runnison, £1.5 million. That's £28.5 million from what I can see. That's what we spent, because William was a loan deal. Pablo Mari loan. William was a free transfer. Pablo Mari free. Cedric free. Danny Ceballos loan. So we haven't spent a lot of money. And remember, we got 20 odd million in for Emi Martinez. So in effect, really this summer, we spent about what? 7 million probably. That's all. In a net spend, about £7 million. And, all right, I know we haven't gotten rid of the amount of players we've wanted to get rid of. I know that Arsenal have been relying on possibly moving on players like Guendouzi and people like that, but they have got rid of some players. They have got rid of like some wages as well, like the big wages of Mkhitaryan and things like that. But surely the owner, should have allowed us to get at least one of these targets. Listen, the window's not closed yet, so I'm not going to let off too much because, as I said, there could be surprises today. But when I look at the spending of some of the other clubs, Aston Villa have spent £90 million. Leeds have spent over £60 million so far. Leicester have spent over £50 million. Sheffield United, who we played yesterday, who ain't won a game yet this season, have spent £42 million. Southampton have spent over £35 million. Spurs, right, have spent over £50 million. As Lee Judges said yesterday, look at the problems they've got with the stadium. Look at the problems they've got, with the fact that they've not been able to put on all these big events and that they would have been relying on, and they've got this brand new stadium. And they still spent over £50 million. And that doesn't even take into account the massive loan fee they've paid for Gareth Bale. Wolves have spent £75 million. And we've spent, as I said, £28.5 million. And we've got a lot of, that back in the sale of Martinez. I really want to see some big movement today. Otherwise, for me, I can't see where our manager is being backed. I can't see it. We all know that the team is playing well under Mikel Arteta. He's got the team playing. He's got the players infused. But that team needs a bit of quality, especially in the midfield area. Now, are we going to get it today? Going to wait and see. Follow AFTV all day. We're going to be keeping you up to date with all the transfer activity is fingers crossed. But I think we're going to find out by the end of today if Mikel Arteta really has been backed. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back tomorrow. It's Robbie here from AFTV. Don't forget to check out AFTV on Flick for all the latest transfer rumours, for all the information on Arsenal, for all the information on AFTV. You can check me there for Q&As on a regular basis. The link is in the description. It is free to download. Download it right now.